FBI Director James Comey today making his first public comments since the election. Comey testified that the Democratic National Committee failed to grant the FBI access to those servers it was trying to investigate.
Were you given access to do the forensics on those servers?
We were not. We were a highly respected private company, eventually got access and shared with us what they saw there.
A highly respected outfit. My. And that satisfied the director of the FBI. What is going on? Joining me now, Fred Fleitz. He's Senior Vice President for Policy and Programs with the Center for Security Policy. Fred, great to have you with us.
Good to be here.
What has gripped our FBI director? Someone is in control of his mind. There's something very bizarre going on here. Your analysis.
I agree with you, Lou. I didn't understand that answer. And he also said some other things I found very troubling. He said that the Russians had limited access to the Republican National Committee server. Well, to me, that might be why there was very little released about Donald Trump and the Republicans during the campaign, and more was released from the Democrats because they had such poor internet security, and I don't hear anybody talking about that.
You know what else I don't hear anybody talking about? It's pretty clear that the Democrats have now got an organized effort to, quote-unquote, delegitimize Donald Trump's presidency. That's what they're playing at here. Would you not agree? Strategically?
Well, Devin Nunes said on Fox News Sunday, on Sunday, that the rollout of this intelligence report on the hacking appeared to be politically motivated to hurt Trump. I think that's exactly right. There's been two major leaks of classified information in the last week on this issue. Last week, and then there's another leak just today.
Right. And by the way, that leak, I'm not even going to go there. I am going to quote Donald Trump, who just tweeted this, if we could put this up. Could you give me that, please, folks? Okay, we're going to have it here in just a minute. But basically saying fake news, people trying to, without foundation, hurt Donald Trump. We're watching some strange efforts here. But I would like to know why there isn't an inquiry, a great lust for an inquiry as to why the President of the United States, our current president, didn't do anything about this and didn't order an investigation of it. I don't understand why the agencies, by the way, out of 16 of them, only three participated in this so-called report. That so-called report is highly lacking in specificity and focus and facts. Would you not agree?
That's exactly right. This is an intelligence community assessment on the world food problem. I know your viewers can't see it. There's a line down here. This is an intelligence coordinated assessment. Here's the new one. That line's missing. It wasn't coordinated with the intelligence community. I think that is very damning.
It is damning. Why only three agencies? We had heard that all of the agencies were in absolute lockstep on their judgments about the sinister nature of what was going on the part of the Russian spy services. I mean, come on. And then we don't have even a line, as you suggest, that this has been validated, that it has been peer-reviewed, that there is any dissent whatsoever in the intelligence community to these highly, it seems to me, speculative, conjured conclusions.
That's right, and key experts were excluded. The Department of Homeland Security didn't clear this, the Defense Intelligence Agency. When I was an intelligence analyst, I knew some unscrupulous analysts who would run the most controversial stuff between Christmas and New Year's. The reason? Because there was no one around to argue with them. That's how they'd get out something really dramatic. Hey, we now have this new assessment with really dramatic conclusions that most agencies didn't clear on.
Well, you talked about a second leak. I think you're referring to what Donald Trump may be referring to. And this is the tweet, if we can take a look at that Donald Trump has sent out, saying fake news, a total political witch hunt. Apparently this leak circulating amongst some government officials in Washington in particular. And they even acknowledge that it is rubbish in point of fact. but there it is, and designed, obviously, the timing, all of it designed rather conveniently to be uncomfortable for the Trump nominees and Donald Trump himself.
Lou, I'm counting down the hours until this crew of partisan charlatans who are running national security for the Trump administration are out of office. They've been leaking intelligence over the last 8 years as part of victory laps to achieve political purposes. They're damaging sensitive sources and methods, and they're doing it now to get a parting shot of Donald Trump. It's outrageous. How
deep will Donald Trump have to go into these agencies to assure that he's gotten rid of all of the Obama acolytes, the left-wing establishment that has actually homesteaded all of those agencies at the top?
Well, I have some good news. I think a lot of these leaks are coming out of the NSC. All those people will be gone. A lot of the other leaks are coming from senior intelligence officials who were at very high levels. They're also political appointees. And you know, the rank and file hate this stuff. They just want to do their job. They're not political. They don't like it when senior officials are constantly calling the New York Times. I think these people will be out of there, and I have a lot of confidence in Mike Pompeo to clean shop.
Yeah, obviously a good man. I think, as a matter of fact, I happen to think the entire national security team that Donald Trump has assembled is first class. Rex Tillerson, he is the target of the left-wing Democrats in the confirmation process. Your thoughts about what will transpire?
Well, they're going to talk about Russia, his ties to Russia. They're going to ask for an explanation for what Trump is going to do. And I read a newspaper article on what he's going to say tomorrow. He's going to say we have to be tough and we have to find a way to cooperate. And I think that's the right approach. And I got to tell you, I don't know what the objective is of Obama's Russia policy. We're never going to sanction Russia out of Ukraine. And when Obama sanctions the Russians with these kicking out these diplomats, and the Russians don't bother to reciprocate, obviously there's something wrong.
There's something very wrong, particularly when no one can yet explain why the Obama administration suspended the Secretary of State, made the announcement just in passing, the Monroe Doctrine no longer applies in the Western Hemisphere. No one in the in the Obama administration can explain the so-called Obama Doctrine. I mean, the madness of it all, and suddenly there's a great appetite on Capitol Hill to find out exactly what Donald Trump is going to do in foreign policy. What fools and knaves we have sitting on that very precious real estate or national capital.
Peace through strength. That's what we want. That's what Reagan did. That's what Mr. Trump's going to try to do.